So big reveal today from Hasbro, but more importantly, the partner that they decided to send the product to, Ozformers, the Australian Transformers community, both a Facebook page and a online page. They've been around for many years in the Transformer community since 1996, and they were sent in the mail a product that is going to be revealed officially and up for pre-order today at 9 a.m. And what is that product exactly? Well, it's a Studio Series item, but it's not something from the Studio Series 86 stuff that we've been used to as of recent. Hasbro is going back to that of the live action well, and they are giving us Studio Series 72 movie Bumblebee Starscream. Now, what's fascinating about this is, despite the fact that Starscream really only made a blink and you miss it kind of appearance in the background, and everyone always has the meme where it's like, oh, well, Blitzwing is Starscream. It's closer than you think, really. We already kind of knew that the Blitzwing and the Starscream design in the Bumblebee movie, along with also the Conehead design, were all kind of just major retools of each other. We assumed it was just maybe, a fact of the animation models and to keep it kind of simple and cheap. They would all kind of have a similar shape and design, and that would be that. But it actually transfers over into that of the toy world too. And when we look at Studio Series 65 Blitzwing, which came out, I want to say about a year ago at this point, and compare it to this now Studio Series 72 Bumblebee movie, Starscream, they're practically born out of the same engineering. Dare I say the same skeleton of design and transformation, but with heavy remolding in a lot of different areas in order to achieve that. New wings, new legs, new backpack, new face sculpt even. A lot of stuff going on here, and I'm very happy with it. Looks really, really good. And again, the alt mode, completely different, Cybertronian Tetrajet, to that jet mode that was found with the Studio Series 65 Blitzwing. Very, very cool stuff. Ozformers did a semi-review on their Facebook page and on their, I believe they have a YouTube page too, but I saw it through their Facebook page. So if you want to check out the full review, check it out there. Chances are, if you're hearing my voice at this point, probably already official images have been put up by Hasbro along with the pre-order. So if you want to get this item, looks really cool. What's fascinating to me about this, oh, and I also want to mention, it also comes with a little, traditional Studio Series background piece. And of course, what is that background piece? Well, the opening of that Bumblebee movie with all those Cybertronians and stuff like that. So let's get into what's more fascinating about this with me than anything else, is that this is once again going to open up Seeker Jets to a whole new spectrum of collectors here. For now, we're going to have all the Seeker Jets for Studio Series. So we got Starscream here. Who else did we see in that opening scene of the Bumblebee movie? Well, we also saw Skywarp. We also saw in a different shot Thundercracker. And we also saw, and this one's kind of the debated one, the character's name was Thrust, but it was an army builder. And it was a green Seeker Jet, so one could watch the movie and go, oh, I guess that's Acid Storm. But he kind of has a different molded shape than the other Seeker Jets. He has a little bit of a sharp cone shape behind his head. He's not a cone head, but a cone backpack. And the belief is that there's multiples of these green ones, so they could be army builder cone heads. The belief is that it's Thrust, but Thrust was also a character in the movie verse. Again, the Bumblebee movie verse. Is it canon with the previous live action stuff? Is it not? We're still out on, we're still kind of debating that one. But as it stands right now, we have Ramjet, that was a repaint of Starscream's mold from the 2007 movie. We have Thrust, that was his own kind of design. He was a F-35 Lightning II. He had his own mold. That was in Revenge of the Fallen. He was a deluxe class. And even that of Dirge, the last of the Coneheads, and he actually was a Conehead. Dirge was a Harrier in the 2009 Revenge of the Fallen movie toy line, and also a deluxe. So they weren't really repaints and or remolds of these guys here, but they are part of that Conehead family. So it's going to be confusing. Again, Studio Series is all about what's accurate to the screen. So those guys that I just mentioned probably won't appear anytime soon in the Studio Series toy lines, if at all, in my opinion. But I could probably guarantee for sure, you pick up this Starscream, you're probably going to get a Skywarp because he was featured in the Bumblebee movie, and a Thundercracker. That green one, that Acid Storm one, that Thrust, he's called in the R&D and control art, Army Builder, maybe he'll get a figure release too also, and you'll end up with 4 of these guys. But it definitely opens up to more Seekers to collect, and we all know already in recent years how much of a headache that is sometimes when one of those Seekers ends up being a very difficult item to pick up. But speaking of pickup, again, Hasbro Pulse's website, 9 a.m. starting today. If you've already probably hearing my voice, it's probably already live. Very cool. Very cool. Did not expect this, especially in the recent light of all the 86 movie stuff that we're getting from Studio Series. But this is still pretty cool. And again, I really like what they did with all the remolding and everything. It really shows just how far you could go when you take an engineering concept and then completely build around that, and what you could do with that. And it just looks really, really good. Let me know what you think about this. Are you excited? Do you want to pick up more Seekers? Now some movie Seekers. At least these ones are going to have a nice little synergy with each other. They look really cool. They all have a similar kind of look. Where even the original 2007 movie Seekers, like, Starscream had his look, which with the brown, and then you had the G1 colored one, which technically wasn't movie accurate, and then you had the Thundercracker one, which had a new head sculpt, and then you had the Skywarp one, which was also kind of G1 colored accurate, but again, stuff that didn't appear in the movie, only in the comics. And then you have Ramjet, which was just a repaint of Starscream with G1 colors. It's always been kind of messy, the actual like Michael Bay universe movie Seekers, where at least here we have some kind of synergy so far with Bumblebee and what Travis Knight did. So this is fascinating. This is really cool. A lot to think about here. A lot to deconstruct. But at the end of the day, we have some good Transformer product to be excited about later today.